Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Whiskey Wednesday night on the Mash and Drum. What is happening, everybody? Tonight, we're going to have a pretty fun episode here. Just waiting for everybody to check in. Already have 157 just chiming in right now. Yeah, we're getting there. 99.1K, getting closer and closer. I'm digging it. I'm ready. Are those doggy bowls? Doggy bowls. Where are you seeing doggy bowls? I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. What else do we got here? The blackout hat is fire. Yeah, these are my new Char 5 hats. Which I just got a bunch made. So these will be available to my patrons first, and we'll see how they sell. Yeah, I don't know what the purple crowns are in the chat, to be honest. I don't know what that means. What is the purple crown? Anybody know what the purple crown means in the chat? I have no clue. Crowns are showing now. Yeah, I don't know what they are. Love the shirts, Jason. Yeah, so much, man. Thanks so much. Let me see. Let's see. Purple crowns in YouTube chat. I literally just noticed these as I was chiming in here. Let's see what this means. Purple crown. Nope. Don't want to click on that. That says something about P. Diddy. Let's see here. Oh, okay. No, I don't know what that is. I have no clue what that is. New limited purple crown of excellent obbies? I have no idea. Oh, purple crown meaning in YouTube chat. A purple crown next to a commenter's name signifies that they have received a high number of hearts from the channel owner, indicating support or appreciation. There you go. You guys are much appreciated. Is Calumet 18 at the top so far for Bourbon of the Year? I don't know if it's Bourbon of the Year for me, but I think it's up there. I think it's going to be I think it's going to make at least top 5. You know, I mean, that bourbon is just getting better and better when I go back to it. It's not getting overly medicinal, which is what I was scared of, as it's because I've already shared a bunch of that whiskey just to kind of get it down a little bit, just to see, you know, what it does. And it's been airing out pretty good. It's not getting overly oaky. It's sweet. It's dense. It's a great bourbon, man. I know the price of it sucks. People hate the price. I get it. I mean, it does come in a beautiful bottle, but yeah. Greetings from Youngstown, Ohio. What's up, Matt Batosh? Nice to see you, buddy. Calumet 18 is Bourbon of the Year so far, says Nathan Jurgensen. Yeah, I have to do it in a blind, man. You know what? Tonight, 'tis the season. You know what? So my favorite in the clubhouse has been that Bombergers. I would like to, maybe tonight, let's put it head to head. It's a night of head to head tonight, guys. We're doing a bunch of, I polled my patrons to see what we want to see go head to head as far as like some fun matchups. We have some old school matchups, some new school matchups, some of these wheat whiskey matchups you guys have been wanting me to do. We have, so why not? Let's put maybe those two head to head tonight and see where it goes. I'm curious to see how it, just curious to see how that turns out. They're two completely different profiles, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. The only thing for me that was missing from the Calumet 18 is like a super long finish. Other than that, I think it's a pretty perfect bourbon. Let's see. Natural Mac is here. Yeah, let's go to the chat and say hi to some folks here. Okay, Old Farm Show is here. He just says he's waiting. That was from like really early on. Ed Williams in the house. What's going on, Big Ed? Rocking toward 12 year in the guy with an Opus X stick. Damn, he's living it up. Adam Hess is here. We got Andriacino Bellaris McEwen. I sometimes drink Jameson if I can't find it in Edmonton. Man, you're chiming in from Canada. Cheers, man. One of my anime pictures shows Hungarian vodka. Okay. Wesley Hughes is here. Yeah, buddy. Can't wait to see some upsets. We'll see what happens tonight. Salute to everyone on Mexican Whiskey Wednesday. Thank you so much, Bourbon Coach. 96 Milliman is here. Eric Sawyer. Yep, pretty purple crown. Wesley Hughes. Yeah, we talked about the crowns. Mrs. AG is here. How you doing? I'm sorry, AG. Mrs. EJ. There you go. Let's see. Warren Smith is here. We got James Lay, as always. We got Sporty on Bourbon. Joey friggin' B is here. We got William Wiley. Jason K is here. What's up, Jason Cruitt? He's got some Saffel in the glass. Awesome. Norman Conklin is here. We got Rare Breed sipping on some Fred's Frosted Donut. Oh, he's got a Driftless Glen in the glass. Tim Romero's here. What's up, Tim? Michael Speakerman. We got Dustin Bocek is here. As always, Robert W. We got Rich Tuck. We got A-Brod in the house. Tim Jurgensen is here. Uncle Giggles is here. What's going on, Unc? Nice to see you, man. Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiast is here. Brad Hager is here. Mike Fratini. We got Top Jimmy in the house. We got Josh Fritz. What's up, Fritzy? Let's see. Ham Turkey is in the house. Mark Hoyle. Kenneth Rathburn. What's going on? Mike Daly is here. We got JG, of course. Roscoe P. Coltrane. Randall Erickson is here. Let's see. RGSR Inc. What is going on, man? Maurizio Pastenes is here. What's going on, Maurizio? Nice to see you, buddy. Let's see. Sean Ortega. I just love how I just keep seeing all these people in the chat. Like, you know, what's the Purple Crowns? Sup, dude, says Sean Holtgrave. Let's see. Connoisseur Cigar Community Leaderboard. Yeah, I think it just means you've gotten a lot of love from me. That's what it means. Whether it be on comments or whether it be in the chat. So there you go. Dr. Sped is here. WV Whiskey. Nathan Jurgensen. Woo. Tim Taylor. Matt's Palace is here. Kenneth Clark. Cheers already for Jason. Tell me some bottom shelfer is amazing and a head-to-head. That's what we're here for tonight. We're here to find out. Top Jimmy, he's the king. Who's the king? Whoever has that purple crown is the king. I think that's what it is. Patrick Littledew is here. Got some new names. 99.1 on the channel tonight. Thank you so much, JG. Stephen Walt, what is going on, buddy? We got Randall Erickson. I think we said hi. Miro 40K is here. Tonight's live is going to be Taterific. Excuse me. Do you have any Blantons? Grant is here. What's on the menu tonight? We have a bunch of stuff. Your subscriber count sounds like a radio station. Yeah, that's why I kind of did that. And just more people coming in. I'm going to catch up to the chat. I think I saw Katie Turk is here. Dennis Smith. Henry Turner's here. What's up? Eric McLeroy is here. Eric McLeroy. That's a badass name. Tommy D in the house. David Behrens. Scott Schumacher. He's sipping on straight from tonight, watching the video, sipping on Blanton straight from the barrel. Love it. Bomburgers for the win in the head-to-head. Over, under? I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So before I burn my palate out tonight, before I do the blind, I always seem to do a blind like super late, and after like 50 drinks in, my palate's kind of burnt. So I'm starting with just a quick blind tasting tonight. This is blind tasting number 2 from Big Vic. So we're going to get these poured here. We'll get into all the fun shenanigans here tonight. So some of the matchups we have that were suggested by the patron community. Everybody wants me to put this Star Hill Farms next to the Bernheim Barrel Proof, even the Heaven Hill 17. So we'll do that tonight. Some of the other good ones were, let's see. Blanton's versus Buffalo Trace, which I thought was a kind of a interesting, kind of a throwback matchup, because Buffalo Trace is technically supposed to be older than Blanton's. I don't know if you guys realize that. Blanton's is supposed to be around 6 years old these days, and Buffalo Trace, the regular Buffalo Trace, I think is like 8 years old. I think so. Yet Blanton's is 3 proof points higher, and it has a beautiful horsey with it. Yet it's mash bill 2. There's a difference there, but I don't know. We'll test that theory. I don't remember the last time I actually put those head to head. We'll do a little bit of a Travis Robeson says 6 to 8 year blend. Is this the cinnamon flight? I hope not. I hope he doesn't just like wreck my palate tonight. Bourbon Sane in the house. What's going on, Chris? Chris is back. Love it. Love to see it. Buffalo Trace definitely not 8 years old, says John. It's not 8. Is it 7? I just know from people within the wall say it's older than Blanton's. Average. It's average older than Blanton's. So, but who knows? Who knows with Buffalo Trace? They could just have people out there just telling us shenanigans. Fireball on the blind. Let's see here. Bought a Blanton's today. I have no idea why it went up to $77. You know, because Buffalo Trace doesn't make enough money, maybe. Blanton's versus Eagle Rare, to me, would be better. Okay. JD 14 versus Calumet 18 versus Bomberger's PFG. We can do that. Maybe like the top 3 this year so far. Put them all head to head. Maybe ish. You know, I think a sneaky, really good whiskey this year has been the, you know, I hate to say it, but that did anyone else get that Woodford Reserve 12-year chocolate redux? That bourbon, that crazy chocolate whiskey. I thought I had. Oh, here it is. Did anybody else get this year? Because this little thing is a banger. This might be my favorite Woodford product of all time. This thing is so good. I don't know. It's kind of a sneaky little release. I mean, it only came out in a 375, but 12 years old. I mean, oh, what's up, Rob Blanchard? Nice to see you, man. Best thing Woodford has ever made, says Nathan. Calumet 18 price is $500. Yeah, this thing it's 12 years old. It's 130 plus proof. I think it's 130. Let's say 139.4. This thing is crazy. So, all right, let's dive in right to the blind, guys. Let's have some fun tonight. My Knicks sucked last night. Couldn't hit a damn shot when they needed to, and now they're down 3-1. That's looking bleak for my New York Knicks. My Mets also lost to the Chicago White Sox today. They won 2 out of 3, but still, you shouldn't be losing to the Chicago White Sox. What is happening? I got the call for that HH19, says Eric Farrar. Pass on it for $75. Oh, yeah, another thing I wanted to do. So let's talk about this a little bit in the chat. When you guys do blind flights and you're, going from glass to glass, do you have any specific methodologies that you guys utilize? It's a question I've been getting a lot, because when I do blinds, when I do the reviews, you guys see a full produced video and I'm going through the blind tastings. I drink water in between, but I sometimes leave that out. Sometimes I edit that part out. Knicks are just setting up an epic comeback. That would be nice. Hey, what's up, Greg? Greg Ead, what's going on, buddy? Nice to see you. It's been a while. And people have been kind of submitting that they utilize they do use water. Sometimes they do crackers. They do the whole coffee bean thing, the reset. Sometimes somebody told me they drink Mountain Dew in between. But the one thing that came up more often than not that I didn't expect to see was Coke Zero. So, yeah, White Sox won something. This is better than just okay. He doesn't. Sweet Cindy. Oh, Tibbs is better than this. Okay, he just doesn't use his bench enough. Yeah. P.S. Watching you from my indoor bike trainer right now, says Eric Farrar. Dude, pedal faster, man. What are you doing? Pedal faster. I do a shot of Malort between each ship. Yep, I usually use water too. I would never drink Mountain Dew. Yeah, it's crazy. Carbonated water works great, says Robert W. Do not do the Dew. Coke Zero, bro, here, and unashamed, says Nashville Mac. So I'm gonna test that theory tonight. I have some Coke Zero. So I'm gonna give this a try. I'm gonna give this theory a try. Haven't tried this yet. GW Gamble swishes with makers. Coffee black. Luke, do you drink coffee in between? No, don't give 1090 Todd any Coke Zero credit. Yeah, I know he does the Coke Zero thing. That's right. I chew a whole lot of garlic cloves. Okay. We'll test it out. Why not? We're gonna do is kick off with a live stream tonight. So a live stream, blind tasting. So dark chocolate. See, dark chocolate just ruins my palate and it makes everything taste like heavy almond paste. So I can't always do the chocolate thing. I gotta try sparkling water. That might do something. I don't know. Sparkling water. Topo Chico is the correct answer. I'd be more open to Coke Zero. Makes more sense than than Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors would F me up. I really like Coke Zero over ice as a chaser, says Top Jimmy. Man, a lot of love for the Coke Zero. See, it's a thing. All right, let's go into the first one here. So I know Big Vic, I'm not sure if he's even in the chat. I don't think I've seen him. Tim Cornet, I don't know what's in the blind. It's a blind. Big Vic sent this in. I know he wanted me to guess proof, age, and brand, I think, or bottle. So I guess we'll try to figure that out. Costco Italian seltzers. You guys are getting real specific. Salted rice and Coke's water does the trick. Topo Chico tequila and lime ranch water, amazing. Pepsi Zero is much better than Coke Zero in my opinion. Oh, now Clint Nolan. Now we're going to start a Coke versus Pepsi fight. Let's simmer down now. All right. So first one. I feel like I'm getting some high proof here. Man, I feel like I've smelled this before. Very sweet. Almost like sugary sweet tart sweet. Like Buffalo Trace sweet. All right, let's give this a try. Yeah, that's definitely has some proof. That's going to light me up here. Woo! Okay. I really hope he didn't just like blast my palate in this opening thing here. Notes of ripe avocado. Man, it's almost a little bit peachy. Getting some peach vibes here. Very fruit forward. Very proofy. I'm going to say this is 130 proof. I think it's that high. I think he came in with a banger. He swung in like a wrecking ball on that one. Age on this one. I'm not feeling a lot of oak here. I'm not feeling a lot of depth. Just heat, spice, and fruit forwardness. I'm going to guess that this is 7 years old. All right, let's try this. This is the Coke Zero. Let's clean the palate. And let's see how this works. Let me reset. Okay. Number 2. Oh, number 2 is a whole nother animal. Number 2 is candy. Candy, candy, candy. Fritzy in the house. Whiskey Nose is here. JG, everyone knows you pay to play for the crown, like the awards. Destroy the palate up front. I like it. Man, I'm not sure this is bourbon. I wonder if this is a rum. One of his rums he likes to throw in, because I'm getting straight up maple syrup, honey, lots of sugar. Let's give this one a try. Oh, maybe it's not a rum. All right. Top Jimmy, get the 10 Mashanddrum memberships. Dude, thank you so much. Top Jimmy, always giving out the fun gifts each and every week. Thank you so much. That Sagamore 9 year is special. Yes, it is. I agree, Bourbon Apprentice. No, it's not. It's not rum. Man, but that started off really sweet. This has a heavy proof too, man. Freaking Vic trying to just kill me tonight. Hey, Jason, do I need to hit you up again? For what, Jeff? I don't know. What are you talking about, Jeff? For the bottle you won, I don't think it's light whiskey. It's not sweet enough on the palate to be light whiskey. I'm not a fan of this one, whatever it is. It drinks hot. The sweetness I was getting on the nose is not translating to the palate. So I'm just not. I'll do one more sip of this one. Oh, and he also asked me, is it finished? I think that was another question. I don't think the first, oh man, the first one has a lot of fruit flavors to it. It could be finished, but I don't think it is. Um, number two. Number two could be finished. Jeff, I think I sent everything out. I'm not sure. Hazmat? I don't think it's hazmat. I do think we're looking at another 130 proofer here, though. Man, is that drink's crazy hot. Yeah, I'll if I let me I'll go back to the sheet tomorrow or tonight and I'll take a look and see if I sent yours out or not. I can't remember. I sent out so much crap. So yeah, this is drying the palate out, high proof. Age on this one, maybe 9 years, I'll say. And I think it might have a finish on it. I'm gonna write finish on this one. All right, Jay, as someone who started a channel recently, I'm curious, do you think that live videos or scheduled videos have grown your reach more? Live videos or scheduled videos? Well, so I think it's a little bit of a little bit of a mix of both. I think my live videos is what sustains the regular viewers, and I get to interact with you guys like I am tonight. I think that part of it is very underrated and extremely important. I don't think enough people are doing that. I think they regulate everything to do shorts, and I don't think enough people do live streams to interact with their viewership. And I think there's a reason for that. Shorts are completely different viewer. It's a different demographic. So, and those people who are subscribing to you aren't really going to be the ones going to you to watch you on a live stream. The people that followed my channel before COVID and were with me or found me during COVID are the ones that have latched on and sustained me. Now, yeah, there's some overlap with other channels for sure that maybe have found the channel. Absolutely. But I think live streams are wildly important, especially when you're talking about whiskey and interacting and connecting with your audience. If you're just relying solely on shorts and scheduled videos, that's fine. But I think in that way, you get a little bit more of an empty subscribership where you have people that may subscribe, but they're not always coming back to watch you and your other content. So even if you can't do live streams every week like I do one a couple a month at least, just to have that interactivity with your audience. I think it's very, very important, especially when you're trying to build authenticity in your channel and trying to get people to know you. Listen, you don't have to open up your whole life and tell them everything that's going on and really get personal, but getting them, getting like you guys getting to know me on a little bit more of a personal level, I think makes it more special. Just makes it more interesting. If you're just relying on shorts, I just don't think you're going to get that interconnectivity between you and the viewer. And I think a lot of those end up being empty subscribers. I mean, I've seen it before. People that have 1 million subscribers, they do a live stream and there's like nobody watching. So I think there's some interconnectivity there. All right, let's go to the third one. Nathan, that's cold. That's a cold comment. You just lost your crown, buddy. Live streams are great, but have seen some 3 hours way too long. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get that part of it. Ben, how often do you drink? Always, I gotta scroll back down. Jason, how often do you drink? Always a tough balance to have a few tastes when limiting consumption. Yeah, Ben, I don't drink very much on the weekend. I make it a priority not to drink over the weekend unless obviously I'm doing a barrel pick or I have to. I very much limit, like Wednesday night, like tonight, this is my main sipping night. I don't do as many blind tastings as I used to anymore on my own. I do sample here and there during the week. I do my reviews, but other than that, to keep my palate fresh and to keep going as long as I've been going without burning my palate out, I think that's important. You have to really gauge that as you go along. And for me, it's not only that, but it's also a health thing. I don't want to be drinking every single night. So when I'm with my family and with my girlfriend on the weekends, I make it a point not to drink. Everything is focused on them, and I don't really have to worry about it. So I call BS 5 hours. Big Vic. Yeah, Big Vic who does. Beard Zone is here. Pretty sure the first MND video I watched was your review of the Johnny Walker White Walker when I was obsessing over Game of Thrones. Been a regular viewer. Damn, Jeff, you are old school. We did that a long time ago. That is right. We got Hooper gifting Mash and Drum memberships. Thank you so much, Hooper. Everybody coming in. Jamie H is here. What's going on, Jamie? It's interesting to see the difference or not between the edited videos and the lives. Yeah, for sure. I definitely screw up a lot more words on the lives. This is my favorite Bourbon Tube channel, full stop. I think because my hey, what's up, Christian? Nice to see you, man, as well. It's always interesting to kind of see like the different sitting in front of a camera, collecting my thoughts, knowing what I want to say versus like a live stream where it's completely uncut and unfiltered. And I'm really just mostly reacting to what's in my glass and what you guys are reacting to. And I think that's the best part of it. All right, let's go to number 3 here. All right, number 3 smells like light whiskey. Number 3 is very sweet. Oh my God. I don't even want to sip this, Big Vic. You're going to kill me, my palate, dude. Oh, actually, I don't think that's light whiskey, but that is delicious. Damn. Greg Ead, yeah, you're doing it right too. You and SLB were my inspiration. That's nice to say, man. I appreciate that. I'm here for the rants, and the next I fell. You never know when it could happen. This is good. This C, I mean, it's high proof, man. But oh man. So on the nose here, it smells Buffalo Tracy too. I don't know what these are, but even this one is very sweet. Little cherry. Just candy here. Wow. That is so good. Man, what is the proof of that? Bourbon Badger, how about them Pacers? I know, dude. All right. Yeah, Pacers. Can I tell you how much I want Tyrese Halliburton to get run over by a truck? Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. I said that out loud. Overpriced, overhyped is one of the great whiskey rants of all time, says Brad Tanica. That's right. I credit Whiskey Vault with starting my whiskey. You know what, Jeff Hawkins? I do credit them too. Whiskey Vault was the channel that I found that got me down the rabbit hole even deeper than I ever thought it would go. So yeah. Okay. Last sip here. This is fantastic, whatever the hell this is. Make us a video about conspiracy theories. I don't know. This one's drinking. This one's kind of. I feel like this is in another one in like that 100 and. I don't know. I feel like it's sneaky high. I'm gonna say 140 for that one. Just because it's really sweet. I think that's some kind of sneaky light whiskey. I don't know. It could be higher, but it's not drinking that way. All right. I'm going to say that I think that's older. Light whiskeys usually have good age. So I'm going to roll the dice on that one. I'm going to say 15 years old on that one. And is it finished? I think it could be like a double oaked. I'm going to say it's finished. Okay. All right. Mash and Drum was my start down the whiskey hole. Always loved Jason reviews in 2020. Angry Jason. Yeah. I haven't gone angry in a while. I kind of have angry spurts. Yeah, like angry spurts against like different stories. And there was so much to be angry about though in 2020 because so many bourbon brands were coming out with bullshit stories. You knew it was. I mean, And I feel like that's my job, to see through the bullshit and tell you guys like that's bullshit. So I don't know. Let's go to this last one here. OKC's blowing the Wolves out. Damn. Top 10 alien bourbons. Alien bourbons. I like your format and production best, says Damian Williams. I appreciate that. Here comes the Blue Run. I'm done ranking on Blue Run. I know it's like a national pastime. You guys like me to rank on Blue Run and go off on them and rant. There's just nothing to rant about anymore. It's not fun anymore. Man, this is another. He's just sending me like candies. Like these are all super sweet candy in a glass. Like this one too. This one has a little bit of like an oak, like a slight, not moldy, like a little bit of a mildewy oak note on this one. I think that one again, we're looking at like 100, maybe 28 proof ish. Yeah, Vic, these are good, man. These are all candy in a glass. They're all high proof. Top 5 rants. My number one rant will always be the overrated and overpriced bourbon video. That's always going to be my number one. Number 2, probably Blue Run. I've had some pretty epic Blue Run rants. Number 3, what else have I ranted about? I think number 3 was like shitty comments. I did a big rant about it. How people think that automatically, bourbon channels just get everything handed to them, which is not the case. That's probably a number 3 rant. Number 4, I ranted about Old Forester quite a bit recently. Secondary. Yeah, laser codes is another great rant. Your picks being sold on Unicorn. Oh yeah, that was an epic rant. My picks are being sold on Unicorn. I don't know whether to be like, just feel great about that or feel shitty about that. There's really no way I can. Chris Buzalencia is here. Damn. You are old school Chris Buzalencia. Welcome in, man. Nice to see you. Mashbill is here. Which is your most viewed, liked video on your channel, Jason? Yeah, probably the overpriced, the overrated, overpriced video. The top alternatives to Blanton's videos. Starting your whiskey collection with $400. I have to remake that video. I know I've been kind of saying that. I just haven't gotten around to it. I just put so much work into those videos. See, there's clickbait videos for clickbait's sake, and then there's clickbait videos that actually serve a purpose and actually help the viewer. Mine, I like to help the viewer. So I give you history, I give you why, I give you what, and I give you all the information behind it. Then there's just people that just do top 10 videos like every week just for the sake of doing one. I put a lot of work into those videos. That's why I just don't do them as often. But I need to do an updated start your collection. And I probably need to up the money at this point because all those bottles that were in that video have all gone up in price. So I probably need to reset that. What's up, Bourbon Jerk? It's a hat tip. Unicorn auction, that is. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a hat tip. Okay. So I think, let me take one more sip of this last one. And he said rank them. These are all really sweet, dude. All right. Number 1 is so peachy. All right. So I guess 130 proof. I guess 7 years. I don't think it's finished, but my bottle guess, I'm going to throw 2 in the mix just because of the peach. I'm going to say it's either from New Holland or it's a Green River Weeded. Maybe it's a high proof pick. So that's my number 1 guess. Number 2, Number 2 might be my favorite. I love the sweetness on this. This thing's insane. What finish is that? I think it's finished. I think it's finished. I think it's about 9 years old, and I think it's 130 proof. As far as what it is, man, that is so good. I don't know, what could that be? I do not know, man. I'm trying to think of like I'm gonna guess it's a backbone, maybe. I don't think backbones get this hot, but I'm gonna guess it's a backbone. All right, number 3. Number 3 might be my number 2, I should say, might be my number 1. Number 3 is pure candy. It tastes like straight up sweet tarts, Starburst Skittles in a glass. Holy crap. That's high proof though, man. That is up there. That might be higher than 140 now that I go back to it. I'm gonna up it to like 145 proof. I mean, it could be. I think it's a hazmat whiskey there. You know, I'll just say hazmat. I'm guessing hazmat. I'm guessing 15 years old, and I'm guessing it's finished. And I think it's a light whiskey. If it's a light whiskey, I'm just gonna guess. I guess MGP, but I think it's light whiskey. And number 4, the last one. You know, this Coke Zero thing is, I kind of dig it. I kind of dig it. Number 4 is also very sweet. I don't know. I'm going to guess 130 proof. I'm going to guess it's 7 years. I don't think it's finished. And I'm going to guess Buffalo Trace. Is that a straight from the barrel? I mean, I feel like it's that sweet. I mean, what else would kind of fall in there that has that type of sweetness? 1792? Maybe a 1792 pick? Excuse me. I'm going to write this all down. All right. So if I'm going to rank them, I think this glass is my number 1. I really like Sample B. Sample B is great. I'm going to go Sample C is my second place. Sample A is my third, and Sample D is my 4th. Wow, rare occurrence that D gets last place. All right, Vic, give it to me. What do we got? All right, waiting for Vic to text me. And while we're doing that, okay. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got here. Damn, letter B is so good. Jason putting D in the rear. That tracks. Screw you. All right, guys. So I think let's get geared up for this. I think after this, we'll take kind of a 5-minute break, do a couple news stories, and then we'll get into the head-to-heads. Sound good? We'll just dive into it. Okay, here we go. Here comes number 2 from Big Vic. Blind number 2. You're an asshole for putting this in my blind tasting. All right, let's and just to stay on theme, let's start in the rear. All right. Letter D, or my last place, was a I said maybe Buffalo Trace straight from the barrel, maybe 1792. That is actually Knob Creek. It's a 9-year, 6-month, 125.2 proof single barrel pick. from Knob Creek, and that's 9 years. I said 7 years. I said 130 proof. It's 125. I said 129 originally, but really, that's Knob Creek? That does not taste like Knob Creek, dude. That's crazy. Okay. Letter A was my third place, and that is it's a Blue Run pick. Thank you so much, Big Vic, for that. A Blue Run 130.8 proof. I said 130 proof. It's right on the dot. How old is the Blue Run pick, Big Vic? Because you didn't put the age in there. It just has 130.8 proof. I put 7 years, and that peachy note. Where was it sourced? That's what I'm curious about. Where was that whiskey sourced? Do you know? Big Vic says new bottles. Damn, Jason saying Blue Run over Knob Creek. Coming for Jason with the Blue Run. Yeah. Do you know where it was sourced, Vic? That Blue Run? Because it tastes like straight up peaches. And Vic, also, you're banned from sending me samples again because you put a Blue Run pick in my flight. What the hell, dude? Okay. Letter C was my second place. And this was a Horse Soldier pick. I knew you were going to throw that in there, dude. I should have guessed one of these was a Horse Soldier. 10 years. So that was letter C. That was my 3. I said, wow, I wrote down 14 years old for that. That was the only one that showed through with some age. I thought it was light whiskey and MGP. That's just a 10-year, 142.6 proof from Horse Soldier. Oh, they're Bartons. Okay, well, that makes sense. Why they're so damn sweet. Holy shit. That thing is so good. Damn, that thing is delicious. And my number 1, which was letter B, is an Elijah Craig barrel-proof toasted El Cerrito pick. I said it was 9 years. It's 8 years. I wrote down 128 proof. It's 124 proof. And I wrote down finished, and it is finished. Not too bad. I did not pick that up though. That was a Heaven Hill. Wow, a toasted bourbon gets first place for me. That never happens, dude. Crazy. What age is on that El Cerrito pick? It says 8 years. 8 years. If you were the Knicks tonight, you would have won. Not bad. I feel like I got the years good. I got the proof pretty spot on. Did not see that Horse Soldier pick is crazy. Vic, is the Horse Soldier pick finished at all? And what type of whiskey is that it's 142.6 proof? I gotta know. That's interesting. That's a really cool blind. Thank you so much, Big Vic. Very, very interesting blind tasting. It's not finished, dude. Oh, it's Barton? Dude, that's great. Well, the proof point does indicate Barton because Barton does get really high in proof. But man, does it taste finished to me. It's got a really, really rich, sugary, sweet characteristic. That's crazy. Dude. Big Vic, you know I love you, but don't ever send me Blue Run again. Oh, man. Oh, he says this Horse Soldier was allegedly was Heaven Hill. Oh, man, that does not taste like Heaven Hill to me at all. Does not taste like Heaven Hill to me at all. Man, the beauty of blind tastings, man. When you do these single barrels too, when these are all single barrels, you just never know what you're going to get, man. But that was fun. Thank you so much, Big Vic. I'm glad I did that in the beginning. Now we can get into some matchups here. Awesome. First and foremost, let's while I drink some water and kind of reset the palate here before we do the matchups here. And don't worry, you guys are going to be involved tonight a little bit in what we call out as far as these matchups. So it'll be fun here. But there are a few news stories I want to tackle. One of them is the 35 best bourbons in the world, according to the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. Now, I haven't had a chance to look at these yet, so I just saw that they were posted, but I have not seen the list. So get live reaction here. Let's see what we got here. So for straight bourbon, Old Granddad 16-year straight bourbon whiskey. You know what? Even though I wasn't a huge fan of that, I give them credit for picking that because it was a pretty solid bourbon. I'll give it that. The World Whiskey Society Doc Holliday 15-year-old straight bourbon. Was that Buffalo Turkey? I wonder. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C924. C924 just last night won a lineup. So Scott from My Bourbon Journey, my buddy, he did a blind tasting. He had C923 in there. The B525 got second. The C924 got first, and the C923 got third. So C924, and as I've stated before, that's gotten only better over time. Might have to revisit that one tonight too. Eagle Rare 17, okay, and Ray's Kentucky Straight Bourbon. You had me up until Ray's. What the hell is Ray's? Ray's Kentucky Straight Bourbon. All right, let's go now. Small batch bourbon up to 5 years. We have 10th Mountain Whiskey and Spirit Company Bourbon. Never tried it. Liberty and Plenty Distillery Bronze Bull Spirits batch number 5, finished in Madeira barrels bourbon. Damn, that's a long name. 100 proof. Kings County Distillery barrel strength straight bourbon. I could see Kings County doing very well. Cream of Kentucky cast strength bourbon and 1792 small batch. 1792 small batch 1. All of those are very wild choices. That's interesting. Okay. Small batch bourbon 6 to 10 years goes to the Beautiful and the Damned Last Lion Bourbon. What the hell is that? Oh my God. Rare Character batch 2 straight bourbon. Okay. Do I have that one? I actually have that one. I might crack that open right now. I haven't opened that one yet. Kentucky Senator Bourbon John Brown. ASW Distillery Fiddler Encore. ASW is making amazing stuff. So that does not surprise me. And then Long Ridge High Rye Bourbon. Okay. Small batch bourbon, 11 years or older, goes to the OKI 15-year-old Kentucky Straight Bourbon. That is Buffalo Turkey. So, okay. Redemption Whiskey 18-year-old bourbon and Widow Jane Lucky 13 bourbon. Lucky, that Widow Jane. Okay. Let's go. Here we go. Single barrel up to 10 years. Garrison Brothers, single barrel cast strength. Blackout Barrel Company, Blackout Bourbon. Sapphire Bourbon, 8-year-old Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Hirsch, the single barrel double oaked bourbon. And Highwire Distilling, Jimmy Red single barrel. Some of that stuff coming out of Highwire is really good. Single barrel bourbon, 11 years and older, goes to OKI, 16-year-old Kentucky Straight Bourbon single barrel. And guess what? The Augusta Distillery Buccaneers 15-year-old single barrel bourbon. Both of those are probably Buffalo Turkey, and they both take the crown in that category. Interesting. And then we have special barrel finished bourbon. Fox and Odin double oak straight bourbon. That's a wonderful choice. Guys, if nobody has had Fox and Odin double oaked yet, shame on you. It is one of the best bourbons I've discovered this year. I freaking love it. It's expensive. It's like $100 for it, but man, is it one of the best double oak products on the market. Joseph Magnus straight bourbon triple cask. Wow, just a regular Joseph Magnus won it. Whiskey Tree high rye bourbon, which I do have. Whatchamacallit, coming soon review there. Starlight Distillery Japanese Mizunara Reserve finished bourbon whiskey, and Penelope Toasted double oaked. Then you have your wheated bourbon. Wow, guess what one? Let's see here. The Heaven Hill Grain to Glass Barrel Series wheated. The Weller Antique Weller CYPB Maplewood Brewing Distillery wheated bourbon. The Frank August Case Study number 5 wheated reserve. So those are your big winners in the in the San Francisco Spirit Awards. Again, and I always say this, guys, whether you think it's bullshit or not, and most likely a lot of it is. Sometimes it's listen, I'm just going to say this. If awards are good for anything, awards are great for putting the spotlight on distilleries that haven't gotten the fanfare or the spotlight that they deserve. So I do appreciate awards for that aspect. Sometimes they get unwarranted fanfare, but you know what's an interesting whiskey is remember the Smoke Eye Hill, how everyone went apeshit for that last year after it beat out Stag and got all this fanfare. I haven't seen nothing but kind of like, I'm not going to say negative, but I'm going to say like mediocre tastings from like the later Smoke Eye Hill batches. So maybe that one that they had submitted was kind of a candy barrel. It was a honey batch, if you will. So I think there's some of that happens, but if anything good comes out of some of those competitions, it's the fact that you get the spotlight put on some, because there was at least 5, 6, or 7 of those that I have never heard of. So there you go. Yeah, I don't hear a word about Smoke Eye anymore. Yep. Let's start our own International Whiskey Awards. You know what, Jardinauts? I've thought about that. Marco, I like the Bottle and Bond. Bourbon Badger says hype. I got lucky and found in Fox and Oden Double Bag number 3 a month or so ago. Dude, it's so good. It's so good. Some of the Buffalo Turkey going for $2,500 on the secondary, says Jose Sanchez. Yeah, man, that shit escalated quickly. You went from seeing those bottles on secondary from like $400, $500. Now they're going over $1,000. And you know why that is because they're running low on them. They're getting scarce. Not a lot of people have a lot of those things left. So people are trying to scoop those up and make as much money as they can on them. That's really what's happening in the market. The Drum Key Invitational. All right. So let's do this. Let me know in the chat, thumbs up or thumbs down, when my Drum Key, my first batch or second batch or whatever batch it is ready. Do you think I should submit it to one of these award things? I'm just curious. Do you guys think, no, keep it tight, keep it within the family, or do I get it out there to I don't know, get judged, which scares the hell out of me, but I don't know. What do you guys think? You should. Wow, a lot of you should. It's good for the brand. Okay. And here's the thing. If I can't beat like 1792 small batch to get like a best award, then I suck. So I feel like I could pimp it. Man, you guys drop it like it's hot. Okay. I will. I'm going to. Isn't there thousands of Buffalo Trace barrels yet to be picked? There could be, but if there are, then they haven't been, I guess, released yet, or maybe some NDPs are sitting on it. No such thing as bad press, right? I say do it, says the Whiskey Saint. Okay. Man, we have 442 people watching the chat, guys. Thank you so much for chiming in. Make sure you hit that like button below. Thank you so much for the channel. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe as we climb our way to 100,000 subscribers. I appreciate it. Blue Run did an incredible job at the Ascot Awards this year. Won a shit ton of awards, so congrats to them. Definitely let it get judged. Yeah, I think I could put something out that people will love, man. I found Buckner 17 year. You think that's Buffalo? No, the 17 is not Buffalo Turkey. The 15 year is, Nathan. Says this still, yeah, that could be Barton though, dude. Nathan, it could be Barton. I don't think the 17 is Buffalo Turkey. Drum Key will still stay in the family. Most people won't want to pay for a Patreon or Barrel King membership. Yeah, that's true. Blue Run won. No, Blue Run got third in the lineup tonight. What was the number one that won tonight? Oh yeah, it was a toasted bourbon, which I did not think would happen. All right. What else do we got tonight here? Let me get into the news stories here. I think that was really it. That's all I really had to talk about. But let's get into a couple labels that popped up on the TTB. Here we go. Speaking of Woodford Reserve, looks like they're dropping a 12-year-old American single malt whiskey. I don't know, dude. Woodford Reserve, sneaky, low key, making single malt whiskey, dude. What is happening? And I love the fact that it's 12 years old. Jim Beam releasing that terrible Claremont Steep at like 4 or 5 years old, whatever the hell that was a terrible, terrible decision. But Woodford Reserve coming in with a 12-year-old American single malt. I want to try this. And when this drops, I'm going to be all over this. I am so curious about this whiskey right now. I know a lot of you guys in the chat maybe don't care about American single malt, but when a Brown-Forman owned company drops a 12-year age-stated American single malt, that's pretty big. So I'm really curious to try this. Jack Daniel's, the next distillery series. This is another one I'm really interested in. The Sweet Mash. They are releasing a Sweet Mash Tennessee whiskey. Now, for those of you guys that do not know, Sweet Mash is a different production process than Sour Mash. Sour Mash, much like sourdough bread, you're taking some of the remnants of the starter, so basically your yeast starter, and putting it into the next batch, and then just redoing that. Sour mash technique just keeps kind of going and going and going. That's where Dr. Crow, Old Crow Whiskey, he was said to kind of be the founder of that entire thing back in the day, back in the 1800s. So it's kind of in a historic process. Sweet mash is you do not use the starter. The starter gets cleaned out. You run your batch of bourbon, and then at that point you clean everything out. The stills get cleaned out. The pipes get cleaned out. The tubs, the tons get cleaned out. Everything gets cleaned out, and then you start just basically a completely new batch. Yeah, it's the same yeast, but you're not using any starter from the previous batch to jumpstart the next batch. So that's the difference between a sour mash and a sweet mash. Sweet mash is all brand new stuff, everything cleaned out, restart, reset. And the sour mash is you're using the starter from the previous batch to jumpstart the next batch. So that's really the biggest difference. I don't think we've seen this ever from Jack Daniel's. So I really, really want to try this. I think this is going to actually be sweeter, not just because it says sweet mash, but I think it's just going to be a different type of take on it. Let's go to the James Beam Distiller Share. Now, these are usually just available in the barreled in box, but they are releasing an American White Oak Char No. 4, which actually it's a 230th anniversary bourbon. I'm not sure how much of these are going to be available, but look at the age statements on the label, guys. You're looking at 20-year, 11-year, 9-year, 7-year bourbon whiskeys all blended together. I think that's going to be a low-key hot ticket item for people to pick up when it releases. And lastly, Barrel Craft Spirits, excuse me, releasing a decade, 20 years, 142.7 proof, finished in Spanish brandy and Hungarian oak casks. This is a release that I am all over. Brandy to me is one of the best finishes in bourbon. Not many, I don't think enough distillers use brandy enough. Why? Because there's a lot of shitty brandy casks out there. When you find a really good brandy cask, my goodness gracious, it can just do wonders to your whiskey. So I am on the lookout for that one when it drops eventually. It's probably going to be like a $300 to $400 bottle, I'm guessing, from Barrel Craft Spirits. But those are the ones that have been sticking out to me. So, yeah, I kind of thought the same thing, John. Like it says decade, but it's actually 2 decades. So I don't know. Yeah, it's not bourbon. It's probably going to be maybe a Canadian whiskey, knowing them, at 20 years old, or maybe a light whiskey. But brandy, I'm kind of all over that. So yeah. What's up, Jason? Great live as always. What's up, Kurt? Nice to see you, man. Kurt Luddington is here. Kurt, the legend. Aaron C., I want some good Spanish brandy. Yeah, when brandy is done right on a whiskey, whatever it may be, it could be magical. Just not enough people do it because it's hard to get really good quality brandy casks. And believe me, I know because I've looked. I would think Canadian JG non-silver and gold label should. Yeah, I think it's Canadian as well. Fair to say Sour Mash is almost like an unseasoned bourbon. Unseasoned. I don't know. I feel like it would be. I feel like it would be more seasoned, Caleb, because you're jump starting it with the older Sour Mash. But that proof point is really high. Yeah, I know. So that's why it makes me think it's Canadian light whiskey. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Something to keep an eye on. Kurt Ludington, I'm sporting my SLB shirt right now. Kurt is in the house. The whiskeys in the blend were distilled in 10 different years. Where's Kurt? Kurt, you got to come back on and wear those pajama pants again. I think everybody. I don't know, man. Ty Yankee fan. Listen, I'm not going to hold the fact that you're a Yankee fan against you, but I do love you, so it's okay. Just saying. I'm a Met fan. I kind of have to hate the Yankees by law. Anyway, beyond that, I think the price on that whiskey is probably going to be $300 to $400. What makes a good brandy cask? It's the company you're getting it from. It's the person that's making really high-end brandy, not just sugary, sweet, great, but brandy that has depth to it. So Armagnac and, think of it as like Armagnac and Cognac, those types of brandies that have really good just depth of flavor to it. There's a lot of just like ultra sweet brandies that don't add a lot of value to the whiskey. They don't add a lot of depth to it. You want those really rich, deep brandies. 500 with the tariffs? Yeah, maybe. TV, yeah. Yankee fan. I love it. Okay. Let's get into these matchups, guys. That's why you guys are here tonight. Let's get into it. Let's get into these matchups. So first one we're going to do, which was probably the most voted on, is to do these wheat whiskeys. So we're going to take 3 popular wheat whiskeys here. So we're going to take the, is it over there? I thought I moved it over here. Am I looking at it? Oh yeah, it's right over, it's in there. Okay. So I'm going to take, oh shit. Sorry guys. So this is the Bernheim Barrel Proof A225. Let's pour this one real quick. Pour a little bit. Then we have the Star Hill Farms. This is the new wheat whiskey from Maker's Mark. First, probably the new product that they've done in quite a while. No staves allowed. No French oak staves. 46 R2D2 bullshit. Just a straight up good wheat whiskey. And then we have the Heaven Hill 19. And just so you guys know, I'm opening this tonight. I have not opened this bottle yet. I'm opening this just for you. So let me get into this one. Where's the pull tab on this thing? Oh, it hurts my soul a little bit. But we're going to try to open this with I found it. I'm going to try to open this with class, as I say. Open your bottles with class. Don't just break the corks like I did on the Calumet 17. Okay. So Heaven Hill 19 against Star Hill Farms against the Bernheim Barrel Proof. Let's see what we got. This was probably the most voted on head-to-head that I got today. So let's get into it. America. That's right. See what we got. Battle of the Hills. That's true. You got Star Hill versus Heaven Hills. Will the Heaven Hills take out the Star Hill? You know what? I gotta say the Bernheim Barrel Proof, I actually think is highly underrated. I actually think it's really sweet. This is just a ton of vanilla frosting. It's very sweet. What do you guys think of the Bernheim Heaven Hill? Do you guys look? If you really don't pay attention to it, then say it in the chat. Let me know. Like, is it like something you just kind of completely overlook? Why is wheat whiskey overlooked so much? It's just because it's not bourbon? Like, why? I'm just curious. Nathan says Bernheim zzz. Nathan, have you tried the Heaven Hill 19 yet? I'm just curious. Underrated and available. I always overlook Bernheim. Nathan says, yes, I love it. Okay. Just need to open it. Bernheim is awesome. The barrel strength, always want one in the bar, but don't need a release. I'm a larceny guy. Okay. Yeah, it's so, man, you bring it up to your nose, it's bready. It's got that wheaty, it's got that wheat bread to it, but it is also very sweet. I get all like vanilla icing on this. Dude, this is wheat bread with like sweet. So what's that thing that people do? Does anybody have a nothing bunt cakes in their area? I'm not sure how available those nothing bunt cakes are. Does anyone have nothing bunt cakes near them? All they do is make bunt cakes, and they have this cream cheese frosting that they put on top of it, that they kind of drape over the cake. This has notes of that cream cheese frosting that's very, very sweet. Yeah, hell yeah. Yes, all over here. Yes. Oh my, yes, yeah. How good is Nothing Bun Cakes? I want to be sponsored by Nothing But Cakes. If anyone that has a close proximity to Nothing But Cakes that works for them, I want you guys to sponsor me. I will, yeah, it's Instant Cavity. It is a fat kid cake shop. Absolutely. But this has like a cream, it's that sweet cream cheese frosting note that I'm getting in the Bernheim, but it also has that breadiness as well. It is very, at least this bad. This is the A125. So it's the first one. Pork chop approved. This my favorite is the new strawberries and cream, but right now they got that seasonal flavor, which is the blueberry and lemon. That thing rocks my world. Just telling you right now. White chocolate raspberry is also a favorite. This Bernheim barrel proof is delicious. I think it's highly underrated. This A125, if you guys have not bought it yet, if it's still sticking around at your liquor store, I recommend it. It's good. But you have to like obviously sweet, wheaters. Okay. Bunt key. Josh Legalbo. All right, let's get into the Star Hill Farms. Now, this is a whiskey I have not revisited since I tried it last week. So let's see how it's opened up. Now, remember, when I first opened it up last week, I said how wheat forward it is, and it still is. But, man, it's gotten sweeter. I'm getting some dark fruit note now in this. I'm getting a little raisin, man, a little fig Newton. Where is that coming from? Holy shit, there's 5 minutes from work. I know where I'm going for lunch tomorrow. Says Eric Snyder. Eric, go get it. Go get it. Yeah, the white chocolate raspberry is also a favorite. My Kim, my girlfriend, that's her favorite, is the white chocolate raspberry. I love the strawberries and cream, but the blueberry lemon, the seasonal flavor, is ridiculous. They have a red velvet, they have a chocolate, like a double chocolate chip. They have a straight up lemon. They have a carrot cake one. Carrot cake and cream cheese goes together really well. So that one's a favorite of my mother. My mother loves carrot cake. Shit, I might have to go there tomorrow. Okay. Scott, this is the A125 sample. Wow, the Star Hill Farms is getting better and better and better. Sorry. Yeah, the dark fruit note that has like kind of risen is just delicious. Now it does finish like a wheat whiskey though. The back end of this is extremely bready, but the mid palate is all dark fruit. That might be one of the best things Makers has ever made. Now, obviously, I'm excluding, the 70s and 80s stuff that they were making that they made, but man, that is. I mean, the color on this thing, It's so good. And the best part about this whiskey, I don't get any of that bullshit sour milk, limestone, rick house, basement, whatever the hell you call it. That is delicious. I think I like the Star Hill Farm over the Bernheim. It's just more layered. The Bernheim has all the sweetness factor. It has all the, the fat kid cakey stuff that everybody loves. But the Star Hill is more layered. There's just more going on. All right, let's go to the Heaven Hill. Oh, man. You know what the Heaven Hill has? It's the sweet oak, man. It's got the age. It's got the age. But here's the thing. The Heaven Hill is only 100 proof. And coming off the Star Hill Farm, it shows. Carrot cake, but it has to be a lot of carrot in it with walnuts and raisins, says Mauricio Pastanes. Yeah, dude, I'm with you. I like the carrot cake with all that shit in it. I do. I like heavy carrot. I like it. The Star Hill Farm JG, yes, it is opened up really nicely to the point where I'm beyond liking it. I really like it. Heaven Hill again. The one thing the Heaven Hill has is it's the oak. It's the super sweet oak note that's on it. It's a little bit leathery, kind of a leather bound books type thing. Thank you, Ron Burgundy. But it also has like this depth of flavor on the finish that the others don't have quite yet. So I think I think the Heaven Hill overall has more depth, but it lacks a finish. Obviously coming off of these and also drinking, 130 proof bangers from Big Vic. But I do think that these whiskeys right here they're all very unique in their own way. But my favorite here tonight, straight up being honest, might be the Star Hill. Star Hill might have just taken out Heaven Hill for me in this, comparing all three of these. Listen, the Heaven Hill 19 year is delicious. It still is one of my favorite releases this year because I've never had this much depth on a wheat whiskey. But the lightness and the lack of finish on here is what the front and mid palate on the Heaven Hill 19 are beautiful, but it just lacks a finish. This Star Hill Farm, dude, where is that coming from? Where is that rich dark fruit note coming from? That's crazy. Yeah. The winner for me tonight in this matchup, it's this bottle. The Star Hill Farm. I'm telling you guys, this thing is very surprising. There's also a uniqueness to it that I think kind of plays to my, fine, unique whiskey sensibility. You know what I mean? There's just something different about it. And it doesn't give me that Maker's Mark, sour milk, limestone, rickhouse, R2D2 bullshit aftertaste. This is so good. I don't know how much the reach of the Star Hill Farm is going to get out there in the market, but I would, for the price of, what is it, 100, 120 bucks for this bottle, I would buy this all day long. This is really good. Yeah, it's age versus power, Nathan. I think if you like a lighter side of whiskey, if you like the lower proof stuff, you like a little bit more depth, the Heaven Hill is going to be your jam. But for me, I think the Star Hill Farm is somewhere right in between, where you get the sweetness, you get the depth. You don't get as much oak as you do in the Heaven Hill 19, obviously, but there's just some depth there. This is really good, dude. Yeah, I have a full review of this coming out Friday. Tomorrow, I have a full review coming out of the Little Book, and Friday, you'll see a full review of this. So Damn, good stuff, man. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Why is Stall Hill Farms 140 specs in Texas? Oh, maybe that is the price. Is Kurt still watching? Kurt, Kurt, did you like this one? Did you and Trent enjoy the Star Hill? I'm curious. Yeah, that's the lineup right there, Vinyl. Thank you. I think that's I haven't seen it in New York yet. Okay. Keep an eye out, Vinyl. Haven't seen it in Ohio. Yeah, I haven't seen Ohio yet, John Legalbo either. Yes, it is new. So I'm not really sure what the reach of this Star Hill Farms is, but it is really, really. Oh, Kurt says he loved it. So Kurt, I got to be honest with you, man. Usually, me and you guys, or I should say, you guys and I, we tend to disagree on makers. You guys seem to really love the cellar aged. I'm just not a fan of the cellar aged because I get that sour milk note. But Kurt, man, that Star Hill Farms is so good. It doesn't give me that weird note. It's fantastic. So I'm all about it. All about it. Costco in Illinois just released it Friday. So, but here's the key, guys. If you find a bottle or get a bottle, just know right now, and remember the Mass and Drum said this, when you first open it, it's going to be very bready. It's going to be very wheat forward. Let this thing open up and it sings. It blooms. It is delicious. So, yeah. Okay. Next matchup. Let's go to, I know I had written some down here. Oh yeah, this is a good one. All right, let's do this. Russell's Reserve 10 versus Michter's 10. Let's do this. This should be fun. Yeah, both 10 years, both low proofs, both. One is 200 plus, one is what, $40? Kurt says a buddy bought it at the distillery early. We were lucky to get it. Yeah, Kurt. I had a buddy that found one for me and sent it, and yeah, I've been really happy with it, man. All right. So here's the question: do I utilize the LLME, or is that unfair? What do you guys think? I'm just curious. What is a laser? Yeah, well, that's the thing. Do I do LLME or do I just do a regular? That's the good one. Use it, yes. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do LLME, and if it can't beat the Michter's 10-year, at least you guys know that probably the other batches won't beat it either. So, okay. The question is, where's my LLME? Found it. All right. LLME. Versus Michter's 10. And this is the 2025. Okay. I don't know how close this is going to be. This will be interesting. So you have $200 versus what, 35, $40? Let's see what we got. Now, obviously, this is the LLME, probably one of the best batches of Russell's 10 of all time. So if this doesn't beat Michter's 10, then probably nothing will. So let's get into this. Got the nose on the Russell's 10 LLME is just, oh my God. Cherry oak candy with a hint of citrus, vanilla. Oh my God. Okay. So yeah, that's the thing. Michter's is usually about 13 to 15 years. I mean, it says 10, but it's usually older. Michter's 10 year. I actually like the LLME on the nose better than the Michter's. Oh, it's just so much sweeter. And I think that's where the age kind of plays in. The Michter's 10 year, I think, shows its age more, has more oak, has more, a little bit more tannic to it, a little bit more of a tannic aspect to it. But man, I just love that like Luxardo cherry note that the LLME has. Okay. Eric Farrar, you're off the bike. Good thing you didn't fall off. I'm happy for you. Welcome back. Go pour something now. Holy shit. The LLME is literally just straight up wild turkey candy in a glass. The vanilla frosting, the orange peel, the cherry cordial, maybe like the slightest hint of chocolate. Not strong, but I do feel like there's a little bit of a chocolate note there. It almost borderlines cherry to grape a little bit. Dude. Okay. Let me go to the Michter's. Oh, holy shit. Okay. Yeah, the Michter's has way more layers of flavor, guys. I wish the Russell's 10 could knock it out, but the Michter's 10 year just has a lot more layers of flavor. It goes from that sweet candy. It does have cherry here as well, but then it gets a little bit darker. It gets into a little bit of a molasses type of funk to it. Sweet oak, a little bit more baking spice on the Michter's 10. So it comes into like that sweet cinnamon, almost like a burnt pastry note on the back end of it. And then you get all that beautiful sweet oak on the back end. The Russell's 10 year, the LLME on the nose, I think does kind of a cool, hey, try me first. And it brings you in. But I think the Michter's 10 year definitely takes it between these two. I have a surprise bottle to kind of throw in this mix with you guys. So here we go. I just got the New Riff 10 year. And we're just gonna throw this in the mix right now. America. All right, Michter's 10 year bourbon, not Michter's, New Riff. So Michter's, I keep saying Michter's, New Riff. New Riff just dropped this a couple days ago, and there it is. The New Riff High Note Collection, the first decade Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. There it is, guys, 10 years old. Check it out, 120.5 proof. Let's see if it can hang with these bangers. Here we go. I got to thank my buddy Toby for sending this along. Thank you so much. Oh, man. Sean Ortega, yes. Distillery only release. Hey, what's up, Donald Rance? Thank you so much, man. 443 in the chat. 404. Yep. Thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight with me, guys. Radman says good night. Thanks so much for chiming in, Radman. Appreciate you. Oh, man, the New Riff is actually pretty fantastic on the nose. This is so where the Michters and the Russells lean into more sweet. The New Riff to me leans into more baking spice. So I think cinnamon, allspice, maybe like a hint of cardamom here. Let's give a taste here. Wow. The New Riff's pretty impressive. So, Man, that is very rich caramel. It's a little bit tannic, but in a good way. Master Jum, you are most welcome. Happy to help. Besides, this gave me a good reason to visit New Riff again for a second time in a month. It's a vanilla bomb to me. Coming off these two, this is an absolute vanilla bomb. So three very distinctly different 10 years. I actually think the New Riff would probably do better against Eagle Rare than these two. Because of that heavy vanilla. Now, Eagle Rare can get very cherry and grapey too, which maybe puts it against more of the LLME than even the New Riff. But in this three-way, the Michters and the Russells are so close with that heavy cherry and that heavy the baking spice notes. The Russells probably less with the baking spice, just more sweet. Michter's just has so many layers to it. I still think the Michter's 10 years is the superior whiskey out of all three of these, but that New Riff is, man, it's an absolute vanilla bomb. Yeah, 120 versus 90 for sure, Keith. But Keith, you'd be surprised at how well this LLME stands up just because of the depth of flavor it has. Now, a regular batch of Russell's 10 year, I think would fall even flatter against both of these. So it's crazy because people look at proof as like that's the marker. Like, I want this proof, I want this proof. But the stuff that Michter's achieves with their low proof whiskeys going in the barrel at 103 proof, entry proof 103, which means you're getting so much soluble sugars from that barrel as it ages over time that when it gets to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, you are getting so much sweetness from the sugars of that barrel that even at a low proof, you are just, you're just a fat kid drinking whiskey, man. That's what happens. The Russell's LLME, we know, is kind of an outlier. I don't know if we're going to see a batch like this, and that was confirmed. That was confirmed by Bruce Russell on this channel. But this New Riff, I think, as this opens up, I can't wait to do a full review on this. I think this is an absolute vanilla bomb. It's good. It's really good, man. Some lower proofs are better than the higher proofs by a long shot. Dude, I love search so far for an LLME. Is there a website I can order from? Spencer Calling. The only place you're going to probably find LLME is either on Unicorn Auctions or somebody on secondary. But as far as a shelf goes, those things are gone. Yeah, they season their staves longer. Top Jimmy, how much were the high notes? I don't remember. If you could help Jeff Winbush in the chat. Just broke the cork on my Kurt. Kurt just broke the cork on his LLME. What an idiot. Dude, why does Wild Turkey have the worst corks? Oh my God. I think high proof can hide imperfections. The challenge is to get a lower proof whiskey. Yeah, I would agree with that whiskey habit. Okay. So really fun head to head here, guys, tonight. But for me, the Michter's listen, I know the Michter's 10 is expensive, but there's a reason why it's so expensive. The layers, the age, the time they took to, it's more expensive to proof it down that much when you're making whiskey, when you're aging whiskey. Remember, if you go in at the minimum 125 proof, or the maximum, I should say, you're having to use less water to go in those barrels, which means you're not watering it down as much, which means you don't need as many barrels to put in your new batch of whiskey. Michter's goes in at 103, which means they're adding more liquid to their whiskey off the still, which means they need more barrels to fill those barrels. They need more barrels to utilize all that whiskey that's been watered down to 103. And that's more expensive. Wilderness Trail does it, Peerless does it, and I do feel like there is a difference in those whiskeys when you compare them. So I think that's where a lot of the cost can come from. But Michter's has really positioned themselves as a luxury whiskey brand. But I'll be really curious to see the new riff, how this comes about as we get into some of the newer brands that are coming from New Riff and the newer age statements. So, all right, guys, what do you want me to compare next? What do we got here? I think Peerless is 105. I think, if I remember correctly. How about Michter's Barrel Fort Nelson? Says Bourbon Badger. Fort Nelson. Not sure what you mean, but Fort Nelson. If you're talking about the barrel proof bourbon, yeah, those can be kind of hit and miss. Jason, would New Riff 10 hang with the Penelope Estate? I think it could. Whiskey Habit for sure. I think it could for sure. Yep. Michter's Celebration. Yeah, I don't have that bottle. Okay, let me look at what else did I kind of put up there as far as what we got for. I said Buffalo Trace versus Blanton's. I don't know. That's kind of boring to me. Do you guys really want to see Buffalo Trace versus Blanton's? How's the Penelope cigar bottle, says EJ. Haven't tried that one yet. Bourbon Deluxe versus Sealbox 8. Oh, that's a good one, Cheese. Could do that. I haven't tried that one yet. Jefferson's Cast Strength versus Sag. I like that idea. Oh, yeah. This one right here. 9-year Sagamore versus Michter's Barrel Strength Rye. Let's do it. Let's do this one. I'm trying to think what else I got down here. Sagamore 9-year. Really good whiskey here, guys. And let's get into let's get the Michter's 2025 Barrel Strength Rye, which I think is one of the best ryes that I've had this year. I just don't know where the hell I put it. Is it down there? I'll be right back. Don't fall. Oh. I almost bit it. All right. And here's the other fun part. I also have the New Riff 10-year rye. What is happening tonight? Surprises all over the place. Let's pour it. Let's see how good the New Riff 10-year rye is. All right. We're going crazy tonight. Okay. So this is the Sagamore 9-year. Now the Sagamore 9-year to me versus the 8-year. 9-year has way more clove to it. Is the New Riff 10-year rye malted? Nope, that's the bourbon. It's the rye. Nope, it just says rye whiskey. Does not say malted. And it also comes in at 120.5 proof. So, yeah. Sagamore 9-year is, let's see here. Sagamore 9-year is 112 and change. And the Michter's, my Michter's is 110. So, close but not close. Jason, can you host 445 of your closest friends in your whiskey room for reals? For reals, though, says Eric Farrar. I don't know if I could get 400 people down here, but I could probably get 50 people. Kurt, I just want to let you know, Kurt, that you you have inspired me to do a tour video of my whiskey room. So I'm actually working on that. I think that video was pretty cool, Kurt. So cheers to you guys. Ben Weisflug, Wiesflug. I may be late to the party, but when are you BK members going to see a blend from you? Fall. Fall is the target date, man. We're just looking. We're waiting for barrels to come in, man. So when we get there, it'll happen. And sorry if I butchered your last name. Yeah, that is Kurt from SLB, the one and only. Wow, that is good. So I think somebody in the chat asked me that I like this Sagamore 8 over the 9. I personally have come to grow. I've personally have come to love the 9 over the 8. And I think what I said in the video was I think more people would love the 8 over the 9 because it's sweeter. But the 9 for me personally, I like over the 8 because of the spice it has, the clove, the cinnamon, the allspice that it has. It has such a developed profile. It has all the things you love about the 8, all the sweetness, but with all this baking spice on the back end that make it such a phenomenal rye whiskey. Remember, Sagamore is bringing us a 10-year this year of this rye whiskey. So I think it's gonna be really fantastic. I can't wait to try that one too. The thing about Sagamore, it's got like this root beery sassafras note that I think is hard to beat. Bourbon Code says, here's my down payment on the e-ticket ride. Be one of the first to get in Jason's whiskey room. Oh, man. You got it, man. Man, that's good. There's like a slight hint of licorice there too on the 10-year. I don't mind it, but it definitely is there. Yeah, 9 is more sweet oak. 8 is more herbal caramel, says Eric Farrar. I totally agree with that, Eric. I think you're right. I think that bite ride did your body good. All right, let's get into the Michter's 25. Holy hell. The Michter's 25 barrel strength rye. This smells like, do you remember watching Willy Wonka, the original movie, not the bullshit one that what's his name did? Johnny Depp, the original one with Gene Wilder. This smells like I would expect when the kids go into the big room with the, with the chocolate fountain and the chocolate waterfall and all the candy everywhere. I think it smelled like this when they opened that door. Holy crap. Notes of snozberry for sure. Sagamore has some seriously unique finishes brewing right now, and the next iteration of the Maryland collector release is being created now. First was the maple cherry finish. Second was the triple cask. Jeff, I have the triple cask, and it's delicious. So, dude, this is so candy on the nose. Such a big departure from the Sagamore, which is more savory. This is more sweet, the Michter's. And on the palate, it's chocolate covered mint. It's molasses. It's toffee. This is like the epitome of like a Kentucky rye. It is just so sweet with that little bit of mint and spice. It's so incredible. Can you show the Michter's rye bottle again? Yeah, sure. Here it is. I'll even throw it up on the bottle cam if you want. Oh, the bottle cam died. Sorry, man. This is all you get. The bottle cam's battery does not last long, but yeah, here's the Michter's barrel proof rye right there. Again, if you guys are interested, this is barrel 25B0431. So that is my single barrel. All right, let's go to the new riff. Have not even tried this yet. 10 years old. Let's see what we got. Very impressed with the bourbon. The rye. Man, the rye's got some spark to it, man. It is peppery. I'm actually getting some crushed red pepper. Oh, that's good. Crushed red pepper, white chocolate. Very sweet for a rye. Man, the proof does come through. This thing has a little bit of edge to it. You had called it the Michter's 25-year rye earlier. Did I? Yeah, it's not the 20. I wish I could taste the Michter's 25-year rye. Oh my God, that is a dream bottle I want to try. I've not tried it yet. Wow. The New Rip 10-year has gotten a lot sweeter. And again, this can only come with some time in the barrel, getting some more of those wood sugars, getting some more oak, getting a little bit more depth of flavor to it. And that's what we have here for the New Riff. It still has kind of like those sweet tea notes, a little bit of the mint, kind of a mojito vibe to it a little bit, where it's got that sweetness, but it still has the mint. It's got the herbal qualities that you look for in a rye. But versus these other two, it's almost like it's trying to be Michter's barrel strength, but it's not quite there yet. I feel like the Michter's barrel strength has a little bit more of a syrupy sweet characteristic to it. What bourbon would be your everlasting gobstopper, says Uncle Giggles. That's a really cool question. I honestly, I think it would be, you remember those rumored barrels from Russell's 15, where the Russell's 15 barrels that they use in the blend were like 150, 160 proof? One of those barrels would be my everlasting gobstopper. Like, just pour that 150, 160 proof wild turkey that's 15 years old and just lightly sip on it. That would be my everlasting gobstopper for sure. You lose. Good day, sir. Oh, you mean this guy?
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
That's right. I had that shit queued up. Man, it's hard for me to not love the Sagamore here. As sweet and delicious as the Michter's is, I like the Sagamore more. Sagamore. I like the Sagamore because it's got more spice. It's got more of the rye whiskey. You know, here's the thing. Michter's barrel strength rye is great. It's a bourbon lover's rye whiskey. I think we've talked about that. It's so sweet. It's so candy. It almost doesn't come off like a rye. But this year's the 2025, regardless, is one of the better barrel strength Michter's ryes I've had in a long time. So if you guys out there watching have scored one of these, you got yourself an incredible rye whiskey. Now the Sagamore 9-year, I think, has the depth and it has the sweetness that you want, but it adds the spice that I want from a rye whiskey. And that's what I love about the Sagamore 9-year. The New Riff, I think, is like on the verge of both of these. It's real. It's got the sweet of the Michter's. It's got the baking spice of the Sagamore. It's just not as elevated as either of the two on its own, if that makes sense. I think the Sagamore 9 wins for me. Damn. Now the Sagamore 10 still has yet to, release. But man, that's great. After the 9-year open, it had more complex palates. So yeah, Travis, that's the key right there. The 9-year after it opened up is so complex and it has so much flavor. I think the Sagamore 9-year is money. So if Sagamore 9-year is sitting on the shelf anywhere, wherever you guys live, wherever you guys are, buy it immediately. Because I don't think it's going to be around very often, and it's a pretty incredible whiskey for sure. Thing I love about Sagamore, and maybe it's just me, but you never really overpay. Can seem to always find it. Yep. Not anymore. It's not. Oh, is it kind of good? So your original opinion was the 8-year was better, and now I don't know, man. Aaron, this is what everybody loves for me to do. They love when I scramble around my whiskey room and find bottles to test out. So I'm gonna get the 8-year, and we're gonna see. Let's do this shit. All right. Here's the 8-year. Let's see. Did my opinion change? So here's the Sagamore 8-year. There it is. It says 8 right there. Let's try it. 8 versus 9. This is so much fun tonight, guys. I love doing this shit. I feel like I should do this every single week. Just do all these crazy comparisons. It's so much fun. Okay. Sean Oldgrave, I want 5 minutes alone in your whiskey room. How much can you drink in 5 minutes, Sean? I stick to my statement that the 8-year is sweeter on the nose. It's got a little bit more of the cherry. It's got a little bit more of like the mojito minty, the spice characteristic. There's some cardamom there. There's some nutmeg, a little bit of cinnamon, and some vanilla icing on the 8-year. The 9-year, though, I think it's getting to a point where it's more root beery. And I think that's the key right there. The 9-year gets a little bit more into that root beer sassafras note that the 8-year is kind of on the verge of, but doesn't quite have it yet. All right, palate. The 8-year is so good. The 8-year is rye candy. Rye candy handy. Remember Thomas H. Handy? Everyone says that's like rye candy. I think the Sagamore 8-year is the only and best alternative to getting a Thomas H. Handy. Is that Sagamore 8-year? The 9-year, I think, is in that realm too. I've changed my mind. I like the 9-year better. And only because the 9-year presents more spice like a rye should. I don't want these I don't want these little baby ryes that barely have any spice or finish. I don't want those ryes. If I'm going to drink a rye, I want it different than my bourbon. I want the rye to have spice. I want to have black pepper. I want it to have an effervescence to it that sticks and that lasts a long time. The 9-year is doing that for me versus the 8. So yeah, I've changed my mind. I am 9 over the 8. Faux show. I'm all about it. Go find the Smoke Wagon 9-year experimental rye. Do I have that? You know what? Somebody sent me a bottle of it, but it was like halfway done. I think I finished it. I don't think I have that anymore, Henry. Sorry, buddy. Please continue rant, says Brad Tanica. Thomas H is still some of the best whiskey I've ever had. It will blow your socks off if you like rye. Listen, outside the star, I couldn't agree more. Thomas H. Handy is candy rye. It is a beautiful, delicious rye. But I will say this. Sagamore, 9-year, 10-year, 8-year is the closest thing to a Thomas H. Handy rye that I think people don't give it enough credit for. So... Oh, yeah, Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye, too. Versus M10 Rye? Oh my God. Sure. Why not? Do I have M10 rye somewhere here? Handy? Speaking of handy, do I have it somewhere here? I thought I did. Oh, it's right here. Ha ha! Look at me just pulling out bottles. Oh no, the cap came off. Let's go with the Michter's 10-year. Talk about a candy rye. Michter's 10-year. Yeah, I see why you guys want to come to the whiskey room because I just have bottles laying everywhere. Okay. Can we appreciate how Jason loves whiskey more than any other whiskey tour? I do love whiskey so much. Ooh. So the Michter's 10-year, this is the 2025, I believe. Let me double check. It is. This is the 25. This has so much sweetness to it. Way more rye forward on the Michter's 10-year, which is surprising when you think about it. Michter's is known for such sweet rye whiskeys that the Michter's 10-year actually has more rye influence to me. I get more rye bread. I get more of like that breadiness to it, but it also does come with sweet. It's like dipping like the end of a rye whiskey loaf into like a vat of caramel. That's what it feels like. You should do a shot of milk. Yeah, no, thank you. Man, that's good. But you know what? I got to say, I think the proof point also does help on the Sagamores. There's just more depth to it. Just more depth to it. Anyone remember the Sagamore Muscatel finish? It was the only Sagamore product I've ever tried that I did not enjoy. I believe it was supposed to be core, but didn't get great reviews early on. Yeah, Jeff, I'm with you. I did not like the Muscatel finish. Oh, man. I think my favorite here. God, that Michter's barrel strength is so good. I still may go. GW Gamble, that's next. I still may go Sagamore 9 here. It's such a good rye whiskey. There's so much that, and it acts like a rye. I think that's the thing for me. It acts like a rye whiskey. It has the spice. It has the little hint of star anise. It has the mintiness, but it's got the black pepper. But it also has so much sweet. I think the Michter's 10-year, again, the thing that Michter's 10-year is going to win on is the depth and the oak. That's something the Sagamore doesn't really have too much, but it does have a lot of the rich flavors that you look for. And kind of like a Thomas H. I don't get a lot of oak and Thomas H. Handy. I just get straight up rye candy. So Sagamore 9-year, I think, is going to be the winner tonight as far as like rye goes. Even versus all these different ones, even though I think Michter's barrel strength rye is a very special batch this year, I just think there's Sagamore 9 years hard to beat. All right. So Little Book. So you guys will see my Little Book review drop tomorrow. And that has whiskey in it. It's getting to be that time, guys. All right, so Little Book, chapter 9. Called None for Granted. So this is you have one rye mixed with a bunch of bourbons. So Jeff actually suggested to put this against the single barrel Knob Creek, the 9-year. That's what we're going to do. 120 proof right here. I can't even believe I still had one of these, dude. Honestly. Jeff Hawkins, we're going to end the night with the A. Smith Bourbon. I promise you. That's what's going to happen here. I'm drinking a Woodinville Muscatel finish tonight that was being discontinued in Ohio. Oh, the Woodinville Muscatel. Yes, I remember that one. Okay. So here's the thing. When I read the description on the little book, it said they wanted to go back to flavors that were foundational, the foundational bourbon flavors that you get when you try a Jim Beam bourbon. And I think for me, it was almost too foundational. Here's the thing. We look to Little Book to do something different. And I feel like this specific bottling wasn't different enough. Rarebird, exclusive to Bourbon Outfit, all sold out, but you never know what's around the corner. Oh, they're just chatting. Leopold Brothers 8-year thoughts. Ben, Leopold, I think, is extremely. It's a niche market for Leopold because it's so floral and it's so different than others. I think it's Leopold to me will never be a universally loved whiskey from all bourbon fans or all whiskey fans because it's so unique. But I'm a fan of it. It's different. It's unique to me. So I kind of dig it. What's up, Rarebird 101? Nice to see you, man. So, okay. Now, the Knob Creek 20, or Knob Creek 9-year, I should say, 120 proof. This is just the standard shelfer, and we'll see how it goes. Now, in my review, which you guys will see tomorrow of the little book, comes off very, very sweet. It's delicious. It's a great blend, but I just don't think it differentiates itself enough from the great bottles that they put on the shelf. It's one of those things where it's like they're a victim of their own success. I've said this about Jim Beam before, where they have so many good releases like the 12-year, the Bakers, whatever it may be, that it's hard for Little Book to compete in that space, especially at an SRP of $150 to $160. So let's go back and forth with this. Let's see what we get. It is interesting stuff. I agree with you, Sean. I happen to enjoy the Leopold Brothers 8. Interesting stuff. Leopold is great. Yeah, Kurt is Kurt's the man. I really appreciate Kurt stopping in tonight. That's cool. Kurt, I would love to do a collaboration with you and Trent on a barrel pick. I think it could be huge. We just have to figure out what that could be. So, Kurt, talk to Trent. Let's figure something out. I think we could blow people's minds with some sort of collaboration. We'll figure it out. Henry Turner says, "Hey Jason, I got a Blue Run pick that is sourced from Jim Beam. That is legit." Well, sure. Yeah, Kurt, let's figure it out, man. Let's do something. On the nose, I enjoyed the little book a little bit more. It's just a little bit sweeter. But the Knob Creek 120, man, you know what it has more than the little book is more oak, which is kind of crazy to think about. But the oldest whiskey in this little book is 11. This is 9. I mean, it's not that far off. All right, let's try the little book again. The little book to me it's very sweet. It's very good. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just feel like it's just a good, sweet Jim Beam. It almost reminds me of a good little book product. Let's go to the Knob Creek. Holy crap. This Knob Creek 9-year 120 proof, it's very close. Way closer than I thought it would be. Old Elk just got bought up by Middle West. I'm going in July with my work. Maybe I could see if I could swing the cloud around for a barrel pick. I bet my job gets a barrel, says Eric Caudill. It's like the Spider-Man meme where they're all pointing at each other. Jason, it's got a Pursuit episode series that blew my mind. It's so good. Is everyone sleeping on Pursuit? Everyone is sleeping on Pursuit. For sure. Drink water. Okay, I'll drink some water for you. This is an odd looking Knob Creek 9. Is this not the new bottle? I thought this was the new bottle I got. No? Did it change again? Do a quick blind flight of all your open bottles, isn't it? Dude, you trying to kill me? No, I am with Kurt. Kraken. I am with Kurt with turkey. Trenton is bean. Kurt is turkey. I'm with Kurt. You should know that. Well, this is an old bottle. Oh God. Well, this is pretty much spot on with the little book. So if you can get this for 45, 50 bucks, you don't need this. Dude, little book has had some really great releases. Last year, the what was it called? No Path Taken, I think it was, something like that. That one was a very special batch to me. I loved that blend. The Road Home, which was batch 3, incredible. Batch 1, I absolutely loved. There's been some kind of hits and misses in between, but this one, it just hits a little bit too close to home for me. It's very similar to a lot of the other Jim Beam. I mean, Knob Creek 12 year, I could probably put up against that and it would do well. I don't know. Love to see the home and home videos of Jason SLB. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be working on that, guys. I'm going to do a full like, you know, thing of my whiskey room here. I think it's long overdue. So, all right, man. God, it's past 11 already. Okay, what else do we want to compare? I have time for one more comparison, and then we're gonna crack open the Bowman cast strength. What do we got? What do we want to do? I think the Little Book 9 is a sweeter version of what we normally get with Jim Beam, but I don't think it's different enough to warrant the $160 price point. I think that Little Book 9 is one of those whiskeys you could sit on, wait a little bit until it hits or goes on sale at like 80 or 90 or $100, and then that's when you swoop in and grab it. So, yeah. Which is better, Little Book 8? Oh, Little Book 8, Big Vic. Little Book 8, I'm all about it. Just sad you didn't include the twice barrel JD Heritage. Oh, Nashville Mac. That's old school, dude. I have it right there. I'm looking at it. The twice barrel rye. Man, it's such a good rye. Wild Turkey, my favorite also. A. Smith Bourbon versus Buckner's 15. All right, let's do this shit. Here we go. Okay. I have not opened this yet. So let's go. I actually won this on Unicorn Auction. Speaking of Unicorn Auction. America. So for any of you guys that are wondering, this is batch 3 of the A. Smith Bowman cast strength. This comes in at 9 years old, 135.1 proof. Man, I'm gonna need some Tylenol tomorrow. Holy shit. Oh God, that smells good. Okay. So ADHD whiskey shout out with that cork pop. That's right. Bowman batch number 3 is the best of the 4. They have releases. Bourbon Retriever. Nice to see you, Bourbon Retriever. Still have over 400 people watching, guys. Thanks for chiming in tonight. I know we're going a little bit of overtime here. I definitely, I take my Z-Biotics. I'm good to go. Oh my gosh, the nose on this is insane. I mean, it's a proofy. It's proofy. Man, it is. This is like it's like grape ape. It's like grape ape candy in here. This is going to sound crazy, but do Bowman versus Benchmark Foolproof and let me know what you think. Benchmark Foolproof. I hate the Bowman bottles though, like the glass. Bleh. I just killed my Glen Gorek 15-year, the Renaissance. All right, so this is very grapey. It's very fruit forward to me. A little bit of like a juicy fruit gum characteristic. Maybe some cotton candy here too. Straight from the barrel, Stag Batch 12 versus, let's get some EHT barrel proof in here. Let's go. Oh, okay. Shit, we still got to do the we still have to do the bomb burgers versus the Calumet. Stay tuned for that. We're gonna do that shit. Top Jimmy, here's the JC running long and having Kurt Lungton join us. Absolutely, we're running a little long tonight, guys. Okay. So this is the Colonel Taylor barrel proof. This is 129.3. And this is 135.1. So kind of a big jump here. But let's go. Let's see what we got. Thank you so much, Top Jimmy. Calumet 18 over PFG, says Rarebird 101. You're a big fan of the Calumet 18 too, are you? Okay. I'll tell you what. The Bowman wins on the nose for me. The Bowman just has that grapiness that's so deep and rich. The Colonel Taylor, this is always just like apple pie and cinnamon for me on the nose. All right. Screw that. I'm doing the Bowman first. Snack time! This is so good. Holy shit. Wow.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Wow, this is so good. I mean, it's Buffalo Tracy good. Holy crap. Oh my God. Dude, this is so good. I don't think the Colonel Taylor could hang with this. Nope. The Colonel Taylor barrel proof has no business in the ring with this beast. No business. Dude. Yeah. Case. Yeah. If this was a 2025 release, this is whiskey of the year good. That's how good that is. Holy shit. Oh, I'm so glad I got this. That's ridiculous. That 20. Oh my gosh. Is the batch 3 last year's release? Somebody school me in the chat. I can't remember. Somebody school me in the chat if that's what it is. I can't remember. That review next week is going to be bonkers. Buy it and back it up. 500 for a secondary. The Colonel has been demoted. Yeah, the Colonel's good, but that Abraham Bowman cast strength is another level of flavor, man. Last year was 3. Okay. If last year was 3, that if I had gotten this earlier, that probably could have been a whiskey of the year. I don't know if it would have beat Russell's 15 though, because this Abraham has a lot of heat. It has a lot of richness, but I don't think it has a depth that Russell's 15 had. Holy crap, that is ridiculous. I'm getting grape, I'm getting cherry, I'm getting bubble gum, cotton candy, so much sweetness in here. But the back end is it's not just heat, it's sweet oak. Dude, I'm going to cherish this bottle forever. Okay. Well, there you guys go. I'm going to probably do a full review of this just because I want to. Holy crap, that's good. So, last matchup of the night, guys. Let's do this. I need some water. Oh. Oh. Calumet 15. 18, sorry. Oh my god. Versus Bomburgers PFG, or as I call it, Bomburgers pretty fucking good. Man, the Bomburgers wins on color. I'll give it that. And you guys wanted me to throw in Jack 14, right? Where do I have Jack 14? It's right there. Be right back. Oh shit! I knocked over the box. This is safe. We're good, guys. We're good. All right, Jack 14. All right, so probably the top 3 whiskeys I've gotten to try this year. Let's see how they shake out. This will be the finale here tonight. Don't fall. How many Calumet 18s were bottled? Says Bourbon Politico. I believe there was 3,000 and change, I think. What do you do to all these partial pours you pour back or drink them tomorrow? Sometimes I blend them and sometimes I will sip them. So it depends. What's the over-under on Jason falling tonight? It hasn't happened. All right, so let's go to the Calumet 18 first. So Calumet 18, the thing I love about it is this like almond cookie lace with cherry note that it has. This is probably one of my favorite noses in bourbon, and I can see why I love it so much. Let's go to the Bomburgers. The Bomburgers is a different animal. You have to love oak to love the Bomburgers PFG. The oak on this is, I'm not going to say it's overwhelming, but it might be borderline overwhelming to some people. But man, does this have some depth. It's got the dark fruit. It's got the chocolate. I could argue that this is a bolder nose than the Calumet 18 is. Let's go to the Jack Daniel's 14. The Jack Daniel's 14 has become a little bit of like a peanut butter banana type of nose with the butterscotch in it. A ton of molasses on the Jack Daniel's 14. Would you swap a Russell Reserve 15 for JD 14 to get a backup, or Russell Reserve 15 is too? I would not know. Russell's 15 to me, I have done this before. Russell's 15 to me is a superior whiskey against the JD 14. The JD 14 is great, but Russell's 15 is still the GOAT. So yeah, no. Jared Katner, you said it. All right. Nose for me, I think goes to the Bomburgers. I love the Calumet nose, but the nose in the Bomburgers has that extra something that keeps me going in for more, man. Oh, that should be a candle. All right, these are probably my top 3 whiskeys so far this year. So let's see what we got here. The Calumet 15 is cherry, it's almond, it's vanilla, it's creme brulee, baby. You can make a point for that little bit of like bun cake, cream cheese frosting in the Calumet as well. It's got a little bit of a tang to it. And remember, Calumet 18 is sourced from Barton. It's got that 18% rye mash bill in it. So it's got, a little bit of heat, but it doesn't overwhelm you at all. It's got a lot of flavor to it. It's got a lot of depth. Let's go to the Bombergers now. I love the Bomberger so much. It's chocolate, it's dark fruit, it's rich, it's dense. Even at 100 proof and change, it's so dense to me. And I think just thinking uniqueness, it's so good. Ryan De Leon, I might be with you on this. The Calumet 18 is very good. I think the Bombergers is better. I don't give a shit what any of you say. The Bombergers has more depth. It has more interesting flavors than the Calumet 18 does. The Calumet 18, I could tell you, I've tasted this before. I've tasted it before. Cherry almond deliciousness with some spice. Yeah. But that Bombergers, come on. You cannot tell me that the Bombergers is a whiskey you have tasted before. I think the Calumet 18, as good as it is it's not as interesting as the Bombergers. Jack Daniel's 14. As much as I love that whiskey, it falls behind both. I would still take the Calumet 18 and the Bombergers over the Jack Daniels. Is there any reason why I don't see many people talking about other Calumet releases? Says Anora Wambo. It's because the 14, 15, and 16 came out, pretty long ago. There was a big gap between the 16 year coming out. It was we didn't see anything from Calumet for over a year. And then all of a sudden they released the 17 and the 18. Calumet 16, I think, is a really good whiskey, but I think it's the 17, the Calumet 17 they released, I think that's a total skip. It's just not nearly as good as it's just not enough of a step up to pay 400 versus the 16. The 18, I would, if you're going to spend the money on the 17, you might as well stop. Don't spend the money on the 17. Just get the 18 because the whiskey is that good. It's a big step up. But the Bombergers, is so different. Listen, the Calumet 18 is good, but for the money, you have to pay 500 to get this. The Bombergers is what, 150, 160 bucks all day long. I would take the Bombergers. Listen, the Calumet 18 is good, but I have had whiskeys. I think the Russell's 15 is better than the Calumet 18. I think that the Jack Daniel's 14 comes close to the Calumet 18. The Bomberger stands out as something that's unique, something different, something a little bit more layered. It's more oak forward. I'm sorry. I don't. The Calumet 18 for me is not a whiskey of the year category. I think the Bombergers is. I don't know, man. Maybe that's just my own thing. The Calumet 18 is very good. but I just feel like I've had the Calumet 18 before. Russell's Reserve 15. Yeah, Nathan, Calumet 18 over PFG. It's okay to be wrong, dude. I get it. I don't think the Calumet 18 is that special versus the Bombergers. Calumet 18, I think for most palates, here's the differentiation. Calumet 18 for most palates is going to be more universally loved, but the Bombergers is something different. It's something unique, and it's something that I think transcends all the other shit that's come out in whiskey. And I just think that's what I love about it. So PFG cuts through all the pores you have had. Yeah, for me, it does. You know? Yeah, Calumet 18 versus Horse Soldier example. Agree. If PFG wins on uniqueness, yeah, I think that's what it is for me. It's the uniqueness that PFG. I think Calumet 18 will have a more universally loved palate because it's sweeter, it's a little bit more cherry, it's almond, it's the flavors that a lot of people like. But the Bombergers to me is something so different and unique. It stands out, and that's what I go for, and that's why Bombergers in this three-way blind to end the night is my winner. So there you go. All right, guys. This was pretty epic tonight. We had so many whiskeys. Somehow I've been pulling it together. So I want to thank everybody for chiming in tonight. Thanks to everybody for support. Thanks to my patrons for putting in some of their great recommendations for blinds we did tonight. Yeah, love you guys. 99.1 thousand subscribers. We're getting close to 100. Look for my little book, chapter 9 review tomorrow. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share with. Guys, love you all. Thank you so much for chiming in tonight. Thanks for watching. We had over 400 people watching pretty much the whole night. So I can't say I appreciate you guys so much. So I will talk to you guys next week right here on the Mash and Drum, and we'll see what happens next week. We might do this again next week. This was so much fun. So cheers, and I'll see you guys then. Take care, folks.